In this week's Parasha, Tazria-Tahara or Tazria-Mesora, the Torah tells us the protocol of what to do in case a Baal Habayis suspects that there's Sara'at on his house. Torah tells us that the Baal Habayis should come to the Kohen and say, Kenera nirali babayis. There's some sort of disease or plague on my house. And Torah says that the Kohen should respond by saying, remove all that's in your house. Because when the Kohen goes to the house and looks at the Nera and tries to determine whether the Nera is Sara'at or not, if the Nera is indeed Sara'at, all the Kilim that are in the house will now become Time'im. And in order to make sure that they are Tehurim, you should remove them. This statement of the Torah about removing the Kelim seems weird. Because we would have thought that regardless of removing the Kelim or not, they would have been Time'im. Because we know now that the Sara'at, the Nera was Sara'at. So if we know that the Nera was Sara'at, and we know the Sara'at can be Mitameh, other things that are in the house with it, if the Sara'at was in the same house as these Kelim, seemingly they should have been Time'im, and there's no saving them. The answer to this question, I think, lies in a fundamental reality about our belief system. A similar idea can be found by Rosh Chodesh and the declaration of Rosh Chodesh more specifically. We all know that in Sefer Shemot, in Perek Yod Bet, Pasuk Bet, the Torah says, HaChodesh hazeh lachem, and the Gemara is Doresh lachem, meaning we declare the Rosh Chodesh. It's in our hands. And there's a story recorded in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, in the Mishnah, where two Adim come and testify that they saw the new moon. Meaning, the Rosh Chodesh was now. Yet, the next night, they went outside and looked, and they saw nothing. Meaning, most likely, it was in fact Rosh Chodesh a day later than how the Adim testified. Meaning that these two Adim were false witnesses. Aidei Sheker. Yet Rabban Gamliel accepted the original testimony and accepted that Rosh Chodesh was on the original day, whereas Rabbi Yehoshua said, no, we have to push everything over one day. And Rabban Gamliel replied to Rabbi Yehoshua by saying, no. The original testimony of the Rosh Chodesh, regardless of what we know now, is going to be the original testimony. And you, on the day that you would have thought it's that it's Yom Kippur, you're going to come, you're going to take your matel, and you're going to be metatel, and you're going to be mosim reshut lereshut, and bring your matel to my house on the day that you would have thought it's Yom Kippur. These two cases are very similar, the Sarat in the house and this Rosh Chodesh story. In that, by Sarat in the house, there was indeed Sarat in the house. Yet the Kohen had yet to declare it as Sarat. And by Rosh Chodesh, it was not in fact Rosh Chodesh. It was not in fact the new moon, but they declared it Rosh Chodesh. And by the Sarat, even though there was Sarat there, but we didn't declare it, we went as if there was no Sarat there because we didn't declare it. And by Rosh Chodesh, even though it wasn't really a new moon, because we declared it as Rosh Chodesh, we accepted it as Rosh Chodesh. I think what the Torah is trying to teach us about our beliefs is that our system of halacha is a spiritual system. It's not a scientific system. And that's the fundamental I was referring to earlier. The Sara'at, Tum'ah, Rosh Chodesh, those are spiritual items. Those are spiritual, not scientific. The Nera, the disease, the mold, the reality of the new moon or not, those are scientific facts. But in Halacha, Mesorah is teaching us that we go by a spiritual reality, not based on scientific facts, by our declarations, not by the reality. And this is why Rambam says that Tum'ah is all relating to the Mikdash. It's not about some sort of medicine. It's not about some sort of ancient medicine, according to Rambam. It's about the spiritual impurity, ritual impurity. The dead body, the Zabin Zabah, the Mesorah, all of them. It's about the Mikdash, according to Rambam, as he writes in Mishneh Torah in Hilchot of impure food. And this is why, by the Sarat in the house, we can remove the Kelim and prevent them from ever becoming Time'im, because it's not Sarat until the priest declares it's Sarat, even if there was a Nega that fits the qualifications of Sarat. And that's why by Rosh Chodesh, even if it wasn't really the new moon, but we declared it as Rosh Chodesh, it is Rosh Chodesh. And we will keep the calendar as if it was in fact Rosh Chodesh. Shabbat Shalom and Chag HaAtzmaut Sameach.